Yo guys, and welcome back! Shout caps up. And today I'm going to tell you guys how to smash your dental interviews. Yeah, let's jump straight in. Firstly, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Sufyan Khan and I am a gap year student, and I've applied to dentistry twice and had 7 interviews. And the interviews that I've had are King's ESDP, Sheffield, Plymouth, Manchester and Queen Mary's. So yeah, if you have any questions about this interview, just DM me at shout caps up. So I have 5 key tips that will help you get into dental school. Step number 1 is do not be robotic and do not overplan. I cannot stress how important this is. Interviewers will notice when you have rehearsed answers, so sounding as natural as possible is key. If you memorize paragraphs, it will just be so obvious. This is why I say you should treat the interview like a conversation. Having flow and links between points you say is very, very important. And the way you do this is making sure you plan your answers in note form. So when you answer a question, it seems genuine and not scripted. And I'm going to show you an example of how I planned one of my answers. So this is how I planned why dentistry. As you can see, I used each bullet point as a signpost to keep my answer like chronological. So I started off with my initial interest. I went to Pakistan with my grandmother at age 11, then with my own orthodontic treatment, and then my last point is my mother's also a dentist. And at that point I acknowledge the stresses and responsibilities you bear as a dentist. And I feel like having a chronological answer is really important. It's kind of like you're telling a story, and I feel like that's a really good way to plan and approach each station. So yeah, on to point number 2. In every answer, refer to key qualities of a dentist and the GDC guidelines. So here are 6 key qualities of a dentist that I think are really important. Compassion, manual dexterity, time management, problem solving skills, communication and interpersonal skills. Next to each quality I gave an example of myself, and below is why each quality is important in a dental setting. When you give an answer, you should always link it to a key quality. For example, I played the flute. The interview is going to be like, okay, so what does this mean to me? This is where you say, for example, flute really tested and improved my manual dexterity. And manual dexterity is really important in endodontics, root canal, where you need really good hand-eye coordination in a really small area. So yeah, give the example, link it to a quality and link it to why that's important in dentistry. Now on to why GDC guidelines are really important. Here are the 9 GDC guidelines. All these are really, really important to remember in ethical scenarios. I would highly recommend memorizing all these. And as you can see, I've highlighted 3 in bold. These are ones you can link to other key qualities as dentist and also other questions such as working in a multidisciplinary team. So now on to point number 3. You can repeat yourself in different stations. When you go from station to station, subconsciously you don't want to repeat yourself, but I'm telling you, if you have one really thick story and you want to repeat it, do it. I'll give you my example. In my gap year, I did dental nursing, and I can answer all these 4 questions using this one example. For example, what is a multidisciplinary team? A multidisciplinary team involves a range of healthcare professionals. These health professionals involve dentists, lab technicians, dental nurses, and during my gap year, I actually worked as a dental nurse and also worked in a multidisciplinary team. And I feel like working in one really highlighted to me how important communication is. And another question being, why is empathy important in dentistry? First, you define empathy. So empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. This is one of the most important qualities as a dentist. As a dentist, you want to provide the best treatment possible. So I feel like if you have empathy for your patient, you'll feel like you need to provide the best treatment possible, as you're seeing that patient as yourself. And during my gap year, I worked as a dental nurse, whereby I not only assisted the dentist but also provided oral health instructions. And when I was giving these instructions and I was conversing with the patient, they were sharing their hardships with me, and it made me feel like I really want to help this patient. So overall, empathy is important as it drives you as a dentist to provide the best treatment possible for your patient. So another question would be, give me an example of when you have shown resilience. Obviously, first start with defining resilience. Resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. And an example of where I showed resilience was not getting into dental school the first time round. So I missed out getting into King's College London by 5 marks in 2019. And as much as it made me sad that I got through all the hurdles such as UCAT interview just to fought the last one, it made me realise how much I wanted dentistry, and I wanted to make the most out of a gap year and also try again to get into dentistry. So during my gap year, I did a dental nursing course, and I feel like that really helped me get a better understanding of dentistry. It gave me a better view of the hardships in dentistry and also the key qualities you need as a dentist. And I feel like the resilience I had to bounce back, do a gap year and also do something related to dentistry. It's really important in the profession whereby you might have a patient that like gives you a difficult time. In action, having to bounce back, go on to the next patient and providing the best treatment possible for the patient you're handling now, without the previous patient hindering your concentration. So if you link back to the question enough, you can pretty much answer the question with an example that you're really confident in. For example, with me, dental nursing. So yeah, do not be afraid to repeat yourself. Point number 4, I feel like is the most important thing. I feel like it's really unclear for dental students like what topics they should learn and revise. So I'm going to show you the topics you should revise and learn. If you research all these topics, you'll be so well equipped for your dental interview. So yeah, pause the video, write these down because these are very, very important. And I got one last tip for you guys. Practice with a family member or friend. Number 1, because they'll be so real and savage, like they'll tell you exactly what is wrong. And number 2, you don't want to practice your abilities like at your first interview. Like with me, for example, I speak so fast. Like in some of my YouTube videos, I have to actually make the video slower. And when I was practicing my interviews, every single person said to me like, bro, you're going too fast. Another thing that I think is really common in people is they use the words like and basically. Do not use those words. Like I was practicing with my friend Salma, and to make me stop saying like, we had a thing where every time I'd say it, she'd slap me with some fat wooden spoon. When I was doing my actual interviews, I literally pictured the interviewer having a wooden spoon. Like if I said like, they'll go slap me. Like, it's probably not the best advice, so if you have a less violent way, please do that. So yeah, those are about 5 tips that will get you into dental school. If you guys currently don't have interview offers, like it's fine, like they release offers up until May. And if you have any questions about interviews, just DM me, like I've said this before. And that is it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.